I like the lighting in this room. It's like really amazing. I'm glowing and whatnot. But yeah, I want to talk about, is manifestation real? Like, is that a real thing? I'm making this video because a lot of people are like, okay, is manifestation real? Is people just really finessing? Like, how does it even work? Like, what do I gotta do? Like, what's up? Manifest what? Okay, so I want to tell y'all about the first 2 times I cognizantly manifested something, or 2 things. Okay, the first time I ever manifested something and started preparing, I scratched my face and it's like whelping up and it's like burning on this lamp right here. Anyways, yeah, back to the first time I manifested something and I started preparing for what I manifested. So in 2011, I had transferred, well, I was making the arrangements to transfer to SIUE. That's the college or whatever. Now, I had paid my dorm deposit. I was registered for classes. And they had told me, like, okay, we don't have any available rooms for you to stay in our dorms. I'm like, damn. Okay. Now, I had been homeless before. So, I'm like, I know they got a 24-hour computer lab or a library or something. Like, I know I'm going to be able to stay somewhere. So, I packed my little duffel bag, packed my stuff up, didn't know where I was going to stay, but I knew I had a train ticket to go to school, and I was fucking going, period. So, I'm like, okay, cool. I had sold my jewelry. I had like a $300 nameplate that said JessKa. It was a double nameplate. It said my name. I had a bracelet that said Princess. It was custom made too. And I sold my jewelry. I sold my TV. Because I needed the money. I had no money, no job, no nothing. So I'm like, okay, I need to actually prepare to live on my own down here. I didn't really have no meal plan either. So it's like, I ain't got nowhere to stay. Don't know where I'm going to eat. I didn't even have a cell phone at the time. So I'm like, whatever, I'm still going to school. So, packed my bags and everything. 3 days before I was supposed to go down there, they called like, hey, we just got a room for you. You'll be able to stay and we're going to email you the details. So, I was preparing to go down there regardless if I had a room or not. But I knew I was going to get that shit. Like, in my mind, I knew I was going to be okay. So, that's part of manifestation, is preparing for something even though you don't have it yet. You're supposed to act as if you have it. You gonna have it. You gonna get it. It's coming. It's on its way. You need to be doing everything as if you already had it and it's already set in stone. Period. That's rule number 1. Rule number 2, the second time I manifested something, which later came that followed, like I went to school August, I started preparing again. So one thing that I always wanted to do and be was a Zeta. Like, I wanted to be a Zeta bad as hell, y'all. Like, that's something I really wanted. Like, wasn't nobody gonna tell me I wasn't gonna be a Zeta. Like, what? I'm not Zeta material. I'm not sorority girl. I don't get that from you. I'm gonna be a Zeta, period. So I had wrote down on a little index card, like, be a Zeta. I will be a Zeta. I will get my education. I will get a job. Like, I had wrote like 5 things. I can't remember what I remember one of them definitely was like, I will be a wife. I will, stuff like that. Now, I'm gonna tell you. So, I wrote it down and I hung it next to my bed. Like, you know how dorms is. Like, we had bunk beds. So, I put it on the wall. So, every night when I looked at it, I saw that list. Period. Now, while I was doing the list, I would go to all of the Zeta events. It was crazy because I had a Zeta in every single one of my classes my first semester. I ended up getting a job on campus. It was a Zeta I ended up becoming real cool with. And I didn't even know that they were Zetas because, like, my chapter, we don't, we pretty and we do our stuff. So, wearing Perry is just not a big thing to us. But, on Greek campuses, they had days where they have to wear Perry. So, it was like, I'm in class with them, everything, talking to them, they cool. And then here it come. On Wednesday, they got on jackets like, you a Zeta? oh, okay. So I started going to events, hanging out with them. You know, it was cool. I was preparing for me to be a Zeta. Now I also did some other stuff, like I stopped using social media because I know how they check your social media or whatever, and I knew like my former social media life was not clean. I kind of regressed, so I'm trying to clean up my life. But anywho, so I ended up becoming a Zeta, of course, and that's just something I always kept in front. Now, during the process of becoming a Zeta, the Zetas would always tell me like, remember what you look like with that blue jacket on. Remember what you gonna look like at a step show. Remember what you gonna look like strolling. So it's like during that whole process, like still visualizing, which is another tip of what it's gonna be like to be that, or when you have what you want, visualizing like, I'm gonna be in that car, I'm gonna be able to, you know, have that warehouse I want, I'm gonna have all of these orders, like visualizing that shit, constantly thinking about it, like I'm gonna have it, no doubts about it, no doubts. You cannot doubt nothing. Now, where I messed up was after I became a Zeta, you know what I'm saying, I felt like, okay, that was my biggest goal. So it's like my goal accomplished. What I do, I ripped the index card up, threw it away. So everything else that I was preparing for on that card, it was over with. It's like I erased it. The universe was probably bringing it to me and I erased it. Because while I was becoming a Zeta, I also was getting clear. I established my relationship with my ex or whatever, and it was cool. But then I ripped that card up, shit started going left. So I had to write another one, you know what I'm saying? So that's a constant thing. Like, if you have to write it down. You know, they say if it's not wrote down on physical paper, it's just the thought. Like, manifest it, write it down, write it out, write a letter, visualize what it looked like, write it out, like this is what it's gonna look like. I want to be wearing this when I do this. I want this amount of money in my account by this date. Like, y'all ever heard people who write the blank checks? Like, I wrote myself a check for $1 million. One day I'm gonna cash it. Like, that's visualization. That's writing it out. Like, preparing for it. Make sure you doing the work. So those were the first times I like consciously manifested something. So I wanted to give y'all those little tips. Follow me on Instagram at Not Me. Follow my business page where you can buy this chain at Just Limited, or visit us at www.icecastleevents.com. You can add me on Facebook, but I am really raunchy and crazy on Facebook. But you can add me on Facebook at JessKa Daniels. And if you have other questions about manifestation, drop them in the comments. Let me know. Let's talk about how we can manifest what you want in your life. Without spending money on books and attending webinars and all of this. Like, I watch a lot of YouTube videos about manifestation too. I watch a lot of YouTube videos from a lot of gurus. Get your chakras together. You need to be meditating. You need to be thinking affirmations. Affirmations is definitely the number one for me, because it's like you have to train your brain to rethink, because doubting yourself, doubting your abilities in this crazy nasty ass world we live in, it's easy to do. So we need to stop doing that. That's just period. So check me out. I'll holla at y'all later. Hit that like, comment, and subscribe button.